What you're about to see is real. All video and audio was captured at an actual paranormal investigation. Nothing has been manufactured or staged. On this episode of Local Haunts, the team investigates the Museum of Southern History, filled with artifacts from Florida and the Confederacy's past. But some think the museum has more than exhibits. Volunteers at the museum hear bumps and unexplained noises among the displays, and even some suffer sudden and severe headaches for no reason. Is there more than historical relics in the museum? Find out as we explore Local Haunts.
Hello and welcome to Local Haunts. I'm your host, Steve Christian. Joining me as usual is my co-host, spiritual medium Pamela Theresa, along with Dax and Julie Slade and Olga Geekus. And on cameras are Joe Talentino and Savannah Huffingham. And from the museum, volunteers James Langley and Jim Schillinglaw. And the investigation starts right now. I'm Steve, this is Pamela, Savannah with this camera, Joe with this camera, we got Dax and Julie over here, and Olga's roaming around somewhere. Where's Olga? There's Olga, okay. And we have James from the museum.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Okay.
Okay, so a minute ago I said, I can't talk, my tongue was cut out. Well, I definitely have somebody whose tongue was cut out.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm an empath, and so anyway. I say we go right into try to pick up EVP while the energy is really kind of still.
Okay. Well, he ain't got a tongue. How's he going to talk? Dude?
If you think,
I'm sorry.
you can transfer thought onto EVP.
Okay. Let's let the train go by.
Besides, he's not the only one in here, just so you know.
They're everywhere. Now, you're a skeptic, right, James? You don't really believe what's in supernatural stuff?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That's quite all right. Don't be sorry. Hopefully before the night's over, you'll be a full-fledged believer. My name is Steve. Could you please tell me your name? Are you the gentleman whose tongue was cut out? Door opening? Did you serve in any wars? I'm going to play this back. What we're going to do now, James, is we're going to play back the recorder I just recorded, and we're going to listen for what's called EVPs, which are electronic voice phenomenon, which is spirit voices you can hear on recording devices that you didn't hear when you didn't hear everybody talking. We were recording that, right?
Nope.
Okay. So hopefully we'll hear some responses to my questions in here. My name is Steve. Could you please tell me your name?
Coming up on Local Haunts, amazing validations from the other side.
Yes.
tell me your name?
Did you pick up Raymond on your obelisk, Olga?
Mm-hmm. It's on.
Would it have said it out loud?
No, it didn't say anything yet.
No, would it have?
It would, yeah.
Bring it up here.
You
sorry.
know what? I'm seeing something went by you when you spoke.
Well, yeah, he's right here.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard Raymond earlier. It should be talking out loud here any minute now. You're going to
Yeah.
follow him?
Yep.
Follow him.
Because I saw him go this way.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that through your camera?
Yeah. I saw something fly right over your head and go right into this corner here.
But he's right. We have somebody right here. Can you pick it up on your obelisk?
Where is he here?
Right here. Come validate. He's like glued to me.
Just the guy with
This
the tongue?
thing's
Over? Yeah.
okay. Feel validate with your hand.
Just the guy with the tongue?
Well, we got a couple. This one, he stepped in. So anybody here all of a sudden feel a shift in their ears, like we're linking to him?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We were using an obulus, a device with a built-in voice and vocabulary that spirits can manipulate to speak for them. Is your name Raymond?
Yes. He's trying.
Yeah, he's pretty strong. He took me around back first when I first came in to that room and where I felt like I was kind of falling.
Is it Pamela?
Yeah, Pamela.
Yeah.
So he kind of hangs out in the office there in the chair.
The former office over
back,
here on the left?
You know, that's why I went back in there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. He definitely is, he's been here for a while. He's not associated to the war, but he's fascinated by it. So he was kind of like a collector, and also too, he was talking to me about, what did you say? He was talking to me on that, Pawn Stars. So, and like a pawn shop and such like that.
He was he worked as a pawn?
Yeah, he's talking about how he always had a fascination.
He's reacting as if the bars are going up. And as soon as you said the pawn,
Uh-huh.
the bars went way up.
So talk about your pawn shop.
Was your pawn shop near here?
This won't hurt you.
So anything that goes through y'all, just speak up loud and clear, to, you know, so as far as being part of it, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm seeing right now, between you guys, little pops of light.
This is him
Right
right
here?
here.
This is
Yes.
him.
Okay,
right
the pops
there.
of light is like the spark of thought. So
Yes.
whenever, like, say you think a thought
Oh,
before you
he's
say
ready.
it, I can see the spark coming out of your head. Come validate him, come feel him. He's
Raymond's
very
about
open to
say
this.
Something. He's flashing. I think he's getting the hang.
That's actually the first time I've ever seen the sparks of light like that,
Uh-huh.
little pops.
You'll start seeing it popping out of people's heads before they talk now that you've
Yeah.
seen that. But his energy is very hot. He's heavy. Like me.
James, earthbound spirits, or what we call ghosts, they have a density to them that you can actually feel. And you know, Hollywood portrays them as a cold, kind of your
Right.
creepy. They actually have a warm sensation to them, and if you feel them,
Come on over here.
it's
Scooby-Doo.
it's like you should feel like a slight tingle and a warmth. You just move your hand into them. He's like right here.
So you want to sweep out and then go back in where you feel that tingly warmth. That's it. Right there. Bam. Pull back out. Pull back in.
Yeah, I feel
Think you
cold
get
and then I
it
feel hot.
Yeah, that's
Right,
him.
so
So the cold is the
that's
vibrational
him.
current of the room. The heat is him.
Uh,
So even those who are transitioned, meaning heavenly, they have a slight warmth. It's more like a lukewarm feeling. The earthbound spirits, though, he's not transitioned yet. Yeah, he's very active today. So I knew this was going to be exciting. Anyway.
Yay, Julie.
Go, Julie. It's birthday.
So,
Julie found this place for us.
yeah, that was kind of cool. I prayed and then it was delivered, so thank you very much.
And I'm a huge buff of war myself. I love Civil War especially, and World War II.
He died of a head injury.
Okay.
It's his head. So it's definitely not my tongue guy. So there's quite a few people in here, so I'm trying to link and figure out who this is. The tongue guy, he's way old and been a while. But this guy here, he's definitely interested in, he collected stuff. So definitely pawn shop, collected, that sort of thing, estate sales, he'd go gather stuff. But he's seriously interested in historic such wars and such like that. Okay, so we got a Georgia person in here.
Coming up on Local Haunts, a spirit from the South's darkest days remains.
Actually, wow, that's weird.
We have a slave.
He died of a head injury. It's his head. So this is definitely not my tongue guy. So there's quite a few people in here, so I'm trying to link and figure out who this is. The tongue guy, he's way old and been a while. But I got kind of dizzy and my head was hurting over there. That's when he first started linking me. But he sits back in there at the desk. And he's been here for a while. So sometimes if people complain when they come in here, or people that you know complain of like headaches, they're just empathically picking up on his head injury. Does that make sense?
We have a bottle of ibuprofen because we always get headaches in here.
Okay, this is him. So he's the most powerful as far as dominating personality, because he was big in life and he's big in the afterlife, and so you're just kind of picking up on him. So, but what he's telling me about the Lincoln flag is
Yeah.
what now?
I'm like burning out hot.
I know. It's okay. You're just picking up on somebody else too. So you're in a spiritual experience here. So you're going to naturally be empathically picking up on other things during this experience. And don't be surprised afterwards that you'll start being a little bit more aware of things that are going on around you. It's just what it is.
You may not chalk it off as rats every time though.
Yeah. It's weird though. It
Yeah.
just started cooling off again.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
I thought for sure there was someone standing right over here next to me.
Of course there is.
Oh, bend over there.
Someone
camera.
with,
Was
skin.
that flag?
You talk about the flag itself, you
Uh-huh.
the history of it?
Yeah, because he's talking to me about it. He's like totally obsessed with trying to figure out about this flag.
Well, when Lincoln was shot, because he didn't die right away.
Right.
But what they did is they I guess they kind of knew he was about to die. But they ended up putting in a order to the flag company, which is the big flag company that makes all of our flags. And they put a rush order in, and this is back in the day when you'd think kind of wasn't that good. And they ordered 37 flags with 36 stars. Then they got 36 flags with 37 stars. So they were all messed up. They ended up using them anyways.
So I'm just giving you his personality, because he's just as real as we are. He's just not in the physical. So this place he's very excited about. That's why he's here. There's a lot of really cool things
This is
going
like
on
this Toys
here.
R Us for him,
Right.
You know his name?
Raymond?
Raymond's his name?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, don't expect that he has an association with this area, Jacksonville or whatnot, because, he can travel just as we can travel. So, but he's kind of been in the space for a little while. So, I'd say about 3 months. So is that when y'all started getting headaches?
Well, I just started coming here the last probably 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get headaches for a while. I just started getting headaches here lately.
Okay, yeah. So
Thank
he's-
Raymond for that.
But don't go away. You're going to notice this over the next couple of days, because I'm going to help him along. So you'll notice the headaches will kind of ease out a little bit. You're picking up on others as well, and plus understand that artifacts, or whatever we call these things, there's energy attachment to them. Like even the little bullets over there, or the needles and such like that, of actual real experiences with people. So you're going to be picking up on the energy surrounding, like the guns, and the, you know, when people were shot with the guns and such like that. So, but here's your headache.
That's where you just
Okay, so we got a Georgia person in here.
Coming up on Local Haunts, a spirit from the South's darkest days remains.
Actually, wow, that's weird.
We have a slave.
I actually have a relic story myself. I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, and I used to ride my bicycle to school, and when I was about probably 12, and they were digging a ditch along the road I used to ride my bike along to lay pipe, drainage pipe, and they had uncovered this, looked like a big rock, and it was there for like a week. I rode by this thing every day, and I finally stopped and picked it up, and it was really heavy, and it was metallic. So I put it in my backpack, I took it home, and it sat in my garage for a while, and I decided to go clean it up. So I'm out there like knocking the dirt and the rust off of this thing, and it turned out it was a shell, a Civil War shell.
Holy crap.
And there's one in the case over there like it, and I had been banging on this thing with a hammer, getting this
Wow. Oh, no.
And my mom, and all these stories in the news, this is like back in the 70s, all the stories in the news about people like digging pools in their backyard and digging up these unexploded ordnance from the Civil War and blowing them up, and they were blowing up on them and killing people, or causing horrible damage. So my mom saw these news stories, and she called the bomb squad. So they came out to the house, and they're like, okay, this is a Civil War shell. We're going to try to disarm it. If it detonates, you won't get it back. If it doesn't detonate, we'll give it back to you. Well, I never got it back. So they said they kept it as a souvenir for themselves, or it blew up when they were trying to disarm it. And here I've been banging on the damn thing with a hammer.
Holy
It's
crap.
kind of like
That's my
Bugs
story.
Bunny in the cartoon.
Exactly, exactly. It said Acme on the side.
There you go.
They probably kept and donated. That's probably good.
It could be in here. Yeah.
Do you want to try to get a photo capture?
Sure. Blinding flash, people. And now we were going to try and capture Spirit on camera. Okay, Raymond, now's your chance to show yourself for us. We had 2 infrared cameras and 1 full spectrum camera pointing at the same area from different angles.
I might want to back up just a little bit.
And I was going to take a series of pictures in the exact same area, 1 picture a second.
Use Pamela to make yourself visible for us.
These pictures are directed by Pamela, as she has the cooperation of Spirit, and they will be assisting us to capture them on camera. The redundancy we are using with multiple cameras will eliminate excuses like bugs, because one of the cameras would surely capture it as a bug. And if it was a bug, it would be visible on all 3 cameras, not just 1. But Spirit can appear on only 1 camera and not the others, just like the apparition Local Haunts caught at the Florida Theater.
Ooh, this one just went right by your knee, very slowly.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
I saw it. How about that?
Yeah.
There we go.
Next time on Local Haunts,
Okay, so we got a Georgia person in here.
a spirit from the South's darkest days remains.
We have a slave.